7 to 9, it's Tingle and Co. What up, Lloyd? What up, Lloyd? You can call me him. I'm Shay Dixon in the whip with them RPMs. Gotta pull up to the chat and shit out to them. Now trying to ball like Big Folk, then get out the gym. Monday through Friday from 7 to 9. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back and turn Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9. Compete with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9. It's Tingle and Co. It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9. Compete with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9. It's Tingle and Co. What up, Lloyd? What up, Lloyd? You can call me him. I'm Shay Dixon in the whip with them RPMs. Gotta pull up to the chat and shit out to them. Now trying to ball like Big Folk, then get out the gym. Monday through Friday from 7 to 9. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back and turn Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9. Compete with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9. It's Tingle and Co. It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9. Compete with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9. It's Tingle and Co. What up, Lloyd? What up, Lloyd? You can call me him. I'm Shay Dixon in the whip with them RPMs. Gotta pull up to the chat and shit out to them. Now trying to ball like Big Folk, then get out the gym. Monday through Friday from 7 to 9. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back and turn.
All right. Good morning and welcome in. Good to see all your names, faces, and profile pictures, and I guess screen names in the chat this morning.
All of our sources in the chat.
As we've got a packed house in the studio, as everybody's here. You've seen two different members of our crew sit in this seat here to my right, and they're both here. So Christian has no microphone, and he's just in a
That's for the
rolling
better.
chair sitting over here, which is probably where he deserves to be. Yeah, there you are. There he is. But glad to be here this morning. Appreciate you guys joining us. How's everybody doing?
I'm excellent.
Christian? They can't hear you, but you gotta say it loud. How are you feeling?
Why are you talking so quietly? All of a
Talk
sudden?
loud.
Announce yourself.
Doing well. There you go. He's doing well. Yeah, we've got some. We're all in a good mood this
No,
morning.
we're not in a good mood this morning.
All happy
because
this morning, right?
Somebody here came in second in trivia, and he's carrying the weight of it, and he brought it into the show, and has brought the entire mood down.
I don't like losing.
Well,
I'll tell
you
you what.
lost. Get over it, and come back next week and do it again and win. Like that's you fucking move on.
Bulldog.
Oh, he woke up with a
Woke
bulldog.
up with the bulldog.
He didn't get to. That's the
All
problem.
right, that's enough. We gotta stop.
But good morning,
Mike Singletary.
Glad to see you all here. As there's probably plenty of headlines we could find. I didn't really list any out this morning because there's only really one thing under discussion right now. But before we get into that, we will have
Joe
John
Burrow
Eads.
7 of 8 for
Yes,
2 touchdowns.
we will have John Eads join us at 8 a.m. in studio likely, so it'll be even more of a packed house. And then at 8:30, Zack Naggie from LSU on Sports Illustrated will join us as well. So we will have some really good fall camp discussion and updates as we were supposed to have practice media availability today at 9:45. The media was supposed to be able to go to practice and then obviously have Joe Sloan after practice give a press conference. That is still on. So Joe Sloan will be giving a press conference today, but the media availability for practice has been closed. Which, if you just think about that in its by itself, and just think, and all you tell me is, hey, they're closing practice tomorrow. Y'all can't be there and see what happens and give anybody any updates. I would freak out a bit. Like if the first tweet I read only said no media availability on Friday, I would have freaked out. Because we talked about it yesterday. That's just kind of the way things go. The order of operations is when something like this happens and then the rumor has to be addressed and then you kind of get in this messy area. The next thing to do is just to kind of
speculate.
Panda
watch.
And if you're LSU, it would be to, like we were like, it's not completely out of the possibilities for them to just cancel media availability and not give anyone an update yet. But the good news is that Joe Sloan's press conference is still on currently. So you should hear something in that. Now, how transparent and clear it is, I can't tell you that. I don't know what Sloan is going to say. I'm going to be...
Or be allowed to be asked.
I'm going to be sitting there locked in listening just the same way all of you will be. The best news about the practice schedule changes is the fact that they opened up tomorrow's. So with closing today, they open tomorrow up. And the presser is still on. So over the next 48 hours, you should have some more clarity and transparency and a better understanding of what the real situation is. Because as much as Garrett Nussmeier is okay, and it's not a major injury, it still doesn't feel like there's a lot of clarity on the situation, especially to the fan base. Because the fan base has just gotten kind of the same message of it's okay, not a major injury.
No
but
practice.
You won't really get to find out until the press conference today and possibly practice tomorrow. So in my opinion, the way I see it being broken down is it's not, I wouldn't look too much into the practice stuff. I think it being closed today and closed tomorrow, that would cause for some true speculation of like, okay, timeout. What's going on? But the fact that they closed today, kept the presser on, and opened tomorrow up doesn't feel like a complete DEFCON 5, shut this thing down, don't let anything out. You know? They wouldn't allow media to be there tomorrow. What I think it is just genuinely trying to delay the headlines a little bit, but really get a day of getting their plan in place so Joe Sloan can go out there, give the message that they want to give, whatever it is, and then you can see that on Saturday. They want to essentially control the storyline, right? Like if you just go to practice today before you hear anything from Sloan or LSU, the media would be in control of the messaging, right? Like we would be there being able to take pictures, see what we see. Is Nuss out there? Is he not out there? Is he throwing? Is he moving? Is he in a boot? Is he... like the media would be in control of putting that message out. If you allow Sloan to get to the press conference and get to the microphone before the media can truly be at practice, to me that's just kind of organizing the messaging, you know? Like the timeline is theirs, where they're saying we're going to have our guy say this before the media can go and maybe kind of, which is good for everybody, essentially, especially LSU, is because they're kind of in control of the storyline. And it just kind of gets rid of the speculation aspect of it because you're getting a message. I don't know what the message is going to be. And then you're getting to see it tomorrow at practice. Whatever, but they're controlling the way it's organized. It's going to be words and then sights, essentially. You're going to get a presser today, and then you'll get to see it tomorrow. Because the way it originally was going to be was you're going to get to see it first, and then the presser, which means out videos on YouTube, all of it would be out. Another thing to look into is if Sloan is the one taking the microphone today, I don't think it's as serious. Because if it was more serious, it would be Brian Kelly taking the microphone. And so obviously they've said it's not a serious injury and he's okay. The real discussion is, what does that mean? Is that 1 week, 2 weeks? Is it not going to play week one? Is not serious just mean it's not season ending? Those are the questions that the fan base is going to have.
Do you think that this strategy has served LSU for better or worse?
I don't think they truly understand their fan base to this extent.
How?
I agree. Because I think right now the way it's been handled, I think there should have been a message put out from someone with an LSU headline. Yes, that's not a media member.
It seems
like LSU should have got in front of it.
It seems bizarrely mismanaged.
That's not bizarrely. It's not bizarre. It's just how they do it.
It doesn't seem like it should be this complicated.
Well, it's been mismanaged on all fronts. Just the fact that it's gotten to this point is mismanagement of whoever created the message.
Yeah.
It was mismanaged because it was misinformation. But I just think with this fan base, you can't be vague in your
delivery.
Your delivery of what's he's okay, not a major injury, Nuss is all good.
Nothing coming from the team.
Right.
It's the members, right, that have been sharing the exact same message of it's fine, he's okay. And then to go from that to practice is canceled to the media. But Saturday you could come. Like, what is...
Which I don't have a problem with that.
It doesn't help.
It doesn't help the message.
It only stokes the fire.
Well, I think generally, if I'm looking at it from their perspective, like I said, if you do practice availability before a press conference, you allow the media members to control the narrative before you do. If you're LSU, right? Like if you give them the availability before you talk, you're giving the media the runway to run with something before you can get your messaging
That's
out.
already happened.
Not to the fullest extent.
No, how could it be more rampant than what it is right now?
If you go to practice and you see something,
okay,
and so say I go to practice tomorrow, or today, they keep availability open, and Nussmeier is not out there, right? That message gets put out before anyone in an LSU shirt takes the stand. That would make it even more of a mess. So what LSU's doing to solve that is control the headline by not letting you see that and giving someone a part of the program the microphone before you can see anything.
But I think Lloyd's right in that there's like a fundamental misunderstanding of the fan base, right? Because we tend, I'm included, to get a little hysterical.
Of course.
Especially if you don't tell us what the fuck is going on. So I understand what you're saying, and that's probably what their thinking is, but it seems to me that it's just... I mean, there's a guy that yelled at us from across the parking lot when we were unlocking the studio this morning, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's
literally happened.
It's been literally like we did not know this man. He was like, "Hey, he's not out. What's the injury?" It's been the only thing that people have talked to me about in the last 24 hours. I think it just kind of shows that they don't necessarily somehow understand the mentality of these people and how much we care and
it's
how
it's like almost
just stressed out and crappy we can get sometimes about stuff.
Well, it's also like a fundamental lack of respect for the people that fund the program. Like, just like follow me down the path of if we had this conversation yesterday, which we did, and then it comes out that Nuts, whatever happened, it's not as bad as people think. Actually, no media availability. Then I'm going to put Sloan out there, and my question to you is, do you think he even takes a question on it? Because I doubt he gets one.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But they're at least taking the microphone first.
To not answer the one thing that people care about. Nobody gives a fuck what Sloan has to say right now if it's not about Garrett Nussmeier.
No, I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you on that front, but I would be surprised if he goes up there and he doesn't answer anything on it at all. There will be an answer. How vague and clear it is, I can't tell you. There's going to be an answer. This staff, this regime under Kelly, they've never really run from the answer, from answering these questions. I think there'll be an answer. It just comes down to what is it? Like Hunter Hall, my wife says she's okay. She also hasn't talked to me in 3 days. Is that concerning? Like Wolfgang, didn't another media member already tell everyone that his highly placed source said Nuss is okay? We've told you the The sources are saying Nuss is okay, not a major injury, and calling it a tweak. Like that he tweaked something. Right? The sentence, Nuss is okay, is a very vague sentence. Like, what does okay mean? It does not a major injury mean solely he's just not out for the season.
Christian is short. How short?
Yeah, right. Like, it's a vague sentence. Like, if Christian is short, what does that mean? Is he 4'3"? Is he 5'9"? Is he what is short to you? What is okay to you?
I do not envy Joe Sloan being in this position at
No, it's
all.
it's a terrible spot to be in.
But that also that's what makes me have like cause for concern and pause about how this whole thing's being handled, because if anybody should be on the microphone, it should be your head coach. Nobody else should go to the podium first.
Do you think that the fact that it is Sloan and not Kelly plays into the severity of it at all? If it was more severe...
They're trying to do both things. You can't play two hands of cards at once. You can't play blackjack and poker. Like, you can't cancel practice and then still have a media availability, but then what? Like, if it's...
I mean, practice is canceled.
That's what I'm saying. You can't cancel a practice and be like, oh, but you can go ask questions. Like, well, about what? We didn't see anything.
Well, I mean, if the press conference is still on, they know what the questions are going to be.
Nothing
else is going to be asked.
They can also, before a press conference, and this does happen, like, no questions about this.
Right.
And it's a gigantic waste of time, and you're just pushing it back, and
right.
then, like, you're getting to the point of what? For Saturday to do what? Like, what I think they're doing right now is restructuring the way this entire practice is going to go on Saturday.
Potentially. But
let's have a fun game of offensive lineman versus defensive lineman and 7-on-7.
I would rather go into this assuming that the press conference today will give some sort of light, shed some sort of light on the situation, rather than assuming that LSU is going to go up there and say, don't ask any questions about this, when they know that's the only thing that's going to be answered. I would rather go into it assuming the opposite and be let down than assume the worst and be proved right. You know?
But, like, I mean, this is just a total mismanagement on all fronts.
And that's the thing. Like, I agree. Like, it is a mismanagement of a situation they didn't create. Like, it sucks that this situation happened and that misinformation got put out and it blew up. But it truly and honestly, it could have been handled better than this.
Well, because if it's misinformation that's been put out, right? If everybody, the way that it's been addressed, like, none of that is true. It's not what was out there. Then what are we doing?
Right?
Why are we doing it like this?
Like,
just fucking say something.
When I reached out, I was told the report that it was a torn ACL and carted off was false. That is not true.
Yeah, I don't think that's what the injury is, but just address it.
Right.
If it's not true, then say that, like, have a person on the staff be like, hey, right here, me.
Right.
Instead of, hey, here's some people in the media that are putting out a story that from a source that's highly confirmed. Like, what the fuck does that mean?
I mean, the fact that this has been the same conversation for 48 hours.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
like,
crazy.
It's state secrets at this point.
It's just...
E-Dub, quit calling it misinformation. The torn ACL carted off.
But now I don't even know if that...
See, well, that is not true. That's not what happened.
Doesn't take long to figure out what an injury is.
That's been said. Yeah, I'm not saying they don't know what the injury is. There's no way they don't know.
Circle the wagons?
Whatever it is.
What are we going to put out? He's either hurt or he's not. He's either hurt or he's injured.
You're either hurt or you're injured. Hurt means you can play. Injured means you can't. That's what they said in the program.
That's a good movie.
This feels like the program.
The program?
So, I mean, there's obviously still a lot of speculation going on.
It is a dog and pony show.
And it would be nice to get some answers. And I think that you will have a better understanding over the next 48 hours. And if you don't, I think that's when the true concern should happen. Like,
I mean,
because what C-Dub says, do you really think they owe us a presser or demand to tell us what we are questioning? No, I don't think so.
But
I agree that they don't owe us a presser, but there's going to be a press conference today. Like, that's going to happen. No, like, in hindsight, would have been smarter for LSU just to get in front of this and quiet all the noise and shut it down? Yes. The fact that didn't get quieted and shut down, is what's caused the speculation and the everything to grow.
I'm saying they're stoking the fire.
So
by saying don't come to you can't no media. So something happened.
The time like that, and we talked about it yesterday. If they come out with an email and say no media availability tomorrow, it's going to cause
more concern,
more speculation and concern. Because like as much as people finally got calmed down and took a couple breaths yesterday, because I do think there was a point yesterday where everyone was kind of back under the okay, focus on the potential of this being not bad, not terrible. And then the report comes out late last night, because it was what? What time did the email come out? Like, let's see. The email came out about 8 p.m. last night, around about, so late last night. The what you all know at this point is it's not a major injury. He did not get carted off the field. He is okay. It was a tweak, is the term that I've heard used, a tweak. And now media availability today is closed. There'll still be a press conference, and you can go to practice tomorrow.
It got worse. Like, that's a nice little fluff on top of Saturday. But it's worse today than it was yesterday. Like, that's unequivocally true.
Yeah, no, I mean, the fact that media availability got closed for today, there's no way anyone hears that and doesn't speculate.
He's fine, and continues to go with he's fine. And just like
even if you still think he's fine, because I still think he's okay.
Oh, I think
but
he's less okay today.
It knocks you down a couple pegs when media availability gets taken away.
And the closeted way that it's being handled, like Andrew Messina says, they were very open about Jacoby Guillory's injury.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, look.
I've never seen this in this regard.
But see, like with
I
Aaron
understand
Anderson,
the importance of it.
With Aaron Anderson, you didn't get a report when they said he wasn't going to practice. You just didn't see him at practice.
But they addressed it
after the fact.
But this is after the fact.
Not yet, because they
canceled the after the fact. They're moving the goalposts.
Right, this has been created. Like with Aaron Anderson, this is how it went down. We didn't see him at practice for 2 practices. Then Brian Kelly gets asked the question. He says it, and then Aaron is back out there with the sleeve on his leg. That was kind of the order of operations there. Solomon Thomas, his injury was just really told in a press conference. You didn't really see anything about it. So I don't expect them to come out yesterday and really just have a press conference and a State of the Union address to say he is or isn't hurt. That's just not how it happens. But the press conference today, like the media availability being shut down, obviously is going to raise concerns. It's going to knock you down a couple pegs. The press conference today still being on at least gives some sort of pause to stop you from freaking out because they're not running away entirely. Now, that is literally just the fact that the press conference is still on. The way the press conference is handled and answered will give you more answers and more clarity. But the fact that the pressure is still on should bring some sort of take a second before you fully freak out. Because just the order of how this has gone has been messy. Like, I'm not going to sit up here and say it hasn't been. It's been messy. It was a fake report that was put out about an ACL. It blew up. And then it got the full report didn't get, like, it got shut down a tad bit by saying he's okay and the vagueness. But it's still just had, like, it's been allowed to grow up to this point where there's going to be a lot of people sitting, watching, and waiting on that press conference today. Like, it'll be the most viewed press conference up to this point, more than Brian Kelly's opening presser to fall camp in totality. Everyone's going to be locked in on the press conference today to get some sort of answers.
And what if he goes to the podium, gets asked the question, he goes, fine. That doesn't answer anything either. It's the same bullshit.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
We're being fed.
All I'm saying
I'm tired of this meal.
Right. I'm not trying to get into that game of trying to assume what's going to be said at the press conference. I'm just playing the game of there's going to be a press conference today. They haven't run from that. Let that play its course, and then you react to it after it happens. I feel like that's the only way to be a sane person right now and think about it. Because if you think about it any other way, you're going to go crazy, especially the way we love it. So if I sit here and I tell myself Sloan's going to get up there and he's not going to answer this question, I'm going to freak out. So to keep my sanity intact, I'm going to go by a step-by-step basis of understanding, yes, meat availability was closed today, which can raise concerns, but they're still going to have a press conference. They're not fully running from it. If that got canceled, I'd freak out. But the fact that they're not running from it yet,
They're
by having
away.
Right, I'm not saying they're not. But the
it-
press conference is still there. They're still having it.
And then you'll find out more from that.
That's
But
what I'm
I
saying.
think you're
I'm going to
to
allow my reaction to the press conference to happen after the press conference happens.
Okay, let's play this game. Sloan, press conference, cool. What level of security do you get from Joe Sloan saying anything about the injured off? If he goes, it's okay, it's fine, it's a tweak, we already know that, allegedly. So what does that do? Nothing. It just delays. What I really do think is that they are waiting for medical information. They're MRI, whatever scan, and trying to get the results and see how do we handle this. So that's not a he's fine. That's a we're trying to put a plan in place to see how severe this injury actually is.
See, I would be surprised if they don't have answers to that yet. Like,
I mean, what injury can you
I
have
mean,
that's not-
this is
not
Louisiana State
diagnosable?
University.
diagnosed at halftime of a regular game? You know what I mean?
It's not going to the. He's not walking
so I
into
don't-
an urgent care facility. They have everything that they need available.
Yeah, I don't see how that would be the case that this will gather information on. That
That's-
doesn't make
that-
sense.
They're-
I don't know, but I mean, again, like this all just could have been avoided.
But and that's the point where I think that's why I say it the way that I did. Like they could not know the answer yet.
Did you do this? Did you make up the lie?
Yeah, as soon as I come back, right?
The
I mean, I'm
burner.
just saying, you get back into town and then somebody says Nuss tore his ACL. Yeah. Did you start this and it got out of hand? You can just tell us. Did you fuck up?
Wasn't
Are
there.
you going to go to the? Are you going to ask a question today?
No, he's not going to
should
ask
add-
a question today. I'm
then
going
we
to
can-
stop it right
let's-
now from asking.
No, I mean this could be it. Like you served your purpose.
What was our sacrificial lamb?
Yeah,
We're going to throw him in the
exactly.
fire?
Yeah, exactly. You have to do it.
This is our dirty little liar. Here
Yeah,
it is.
I want you to be the first one to stand up and be like, "No, give me an answer," and then you'll be escorted out, and that'll be that for you. Thank you for your service. Somebody has to be the first one off the boat to Normandy.
Yeah.
BD, if Sloan was canceled, then we should freak out.
Oh.
I think the genuine fact, like genuinely, I think the fact that there's still going to be a press conference, not trying to assume anything that's going to be said in it, just knowing that there's a press conference should bring some sort of calmness to you.
Theory.
You have a theory?
Keep those to yourself.
Yeah, I'm kind
Oh,
of scared
boy.
of your theory.
What if Sloan is coming out to announce that he's out for the season because
He's not. I don't think that's going to be the.
close to Nuss, you know, as the quarterback's coach.
I think that you should.
This is why I think you made this up to begin with.
Andrew Messina, Sloan isn't going to be allowed to answer anything about Nuss.
I think that you're 100% right. Where it's to act like we're gonna pretend that we know what this guy's gonna say is just it's crazy making. Just wait a couple hours, see what the guy says.
Coach speak.
Right? Yeah. I mean, the most likely thing to happen in the press conference is
Nothing.
coach speak. Like, but would you rather the report that came out come from media members or somebody wearing an LSU shirt? Now, I'll ask you this question: If LSU, someone a part of the program, gives you the answers that were put out on social media the other day by media members, people that cover the beat, would you feel better about that than
We
what you
cover
got?
the beat.
No, you're not answering my question. I'm asking you
Yeah,
if somebody
Joe
in an
Sloan.
LSU shirt would have taken the podium and gave you the exact answer that was put out by Wilson Alexander, Shea Dixon, Matt Moscona, Jacob, whoever that posted on Twitter. If someone in an LSU shirt would have gave you the same exact answer, he's okay, not a major injury, didn't get carted off, walked off on his own power, and it's a tweak.
This would be buried, but there's a reason that they didn't do that.
Right, so but I'm saying if they do that today, it doesn't carry the same weight to you?
No.
Okay, that's all I was asking.
Yeah, right.
Because that's why I
you're
was
right.
curious.
Like this pressure was already scheduled. I understand that, and they can't cancel two things in the same day
Right.
because now you're absolutely making it a bigger story than maybe it should be. But you're also putting out somebody that is not in a position to answer that question. He's not the head coach. That's not really his job to go. Like, you want Joe Sloan breaking the news? He doesn't.
But what if there's not news to be broken?
That's what they're doing.
Like that to
We'll
me.
see. But
well,
like,
that to me, if you're putting Sloan out there, that means it's not a big enough deal that you need BK at the microphone.
But we need to cancel media availability.
I think that's genuinely just to work the timeline. Because, like I'm saying, if you give media availability before the presser, you allow the media, whoever it is, including us, to work the timeline. If they give us availability, if I was out there, I'll just be completely honest on how I'd handle it. I would get a video of whether Nuss is there or not or whatever it is. I would have the draft set, and I'd post it the second Sloan walked in that press conference before he said a word, because that's usually when you're allowed to post, when practice is over and they walk in. So what would be happening is what I say and what I think, my assumption, all those things would get put out before Sloan says a word. So to avoid that, they flip-flopped the days of availability to make the timeline work to where they get to speak before the media can say anything without hearing from them.
Yeah, they're controlling the narrative.
What else would you expect them to do? I mean, they have to take control of it at some point, because right now they don't have control of it. So they have to take control. This is how you take control. We might not like it, because I would rather go to practice today, but I can't fault LSU for taking control of the narrative now.
Fucking reeks of politics. Like, this is
how, are you surprised?
No, that's
because that's college sports in general. That's not just LSU. That's not just this staff. That's the sport. That's the game. That's the whole deal. It's politics. That's how it works. I can't fault them for taking control of the narrative and controlling the timeline. I would be more upset if they didn't, because we've seen programs that haven't been run properly and don't take control of timelines and handle these things. They're controlling the timeline. They should. They're LSU. They should control the timeline. Tingle and Co. shouldn't.
I get that.
And so that's what the movement of practice does. It allows LSU to control the timeline, not Tingle and Co. Or anyone, like I'm saying, us as the media in general.
If it's not that serious and he's fine, then what's there to control?
Because if he's not that serious and he's fine, but they don't want him to practice tomorrow or today.
Then say that.
That's what the press conference is for. Like, but what it does, if they don't give the press, like if you give practice for the press conference, he's not out there, it allows me and my brain, right, to see him not there and post a video before Sloan speaks and say Nuss at practice today and allow everything else to explode.
Do you think he's practicing today?
No.
Okay, that's the same thing.
No, because I'm not right there and seeing it. Like, it's different, assuming it versus seeing it.
The cancellation is the answer.
It didn't get canceled. They're still practicing.
Yeah, under their own eyeballs. Like,
I genuinely don't think it's that big of a deal that it got flip-flopped. They're just trying to control the timeline. I can't fault LSU for that.
they haven't controlled the timeline. Like, they did this to themselves.
Okay, but now they're taking control of it. You can't get upset with them for now grabbing a hold of it. Would you rather them just let this wildfire go? Somebody threw a cigarette out the window. It lit the grass on fire. The forest lit up. Would you rather them allow it to just continue to be on fire, or get into whatever the little plane's called and drop the stuff that controls the fire? Because that's what they're doing by moving the timeline.
Send Smokey the Bear.
Like, taking the podium before you allow the media to run with it.
If it's on fire, I want the guy that puts the fire out to put the fire out.
Well, you need to contain it first.
You know Smokey doesn't put the fires out, right?
He just doesn't let it happen.
He just doesn't like it.
Right.
Yes.
Only you can prevent
I'm just making sure you don't think the big bear
Nussmeier
goes out there and
fires.
puts the fires.
Nuss fires.
Stupid.
Thank you.
I can't fault LSU for taking control of the timeline.
They had to do something.
They should. Well, I would be more upset if they didn't, because it would get a whole lot messier if you have media availability before Sloan takes the podium today. Like, if you allow people's eyeballs and Twitter fingers in that facility before someone in an LSU shirt speaks, it makes it a whole lot worse.
Happened yesterday, happening today.
What happened yesterday?
Twitter fingers.
Right, but nobody was in the facility getting pictures and videos of it. That's what media availability would have been. Would have been me standing there on the sideline taking a picture of the quarterbacks working, whether 13 is there or not, and putting it out before Sloan can take the podium.
And that being moved back a day, or technically canceled today, answers that question of you going to take a picture and 13 being on the sideline.
It doesn't answer the question at all. That's just you assuming.
I know how to put a fucking puzzle together.
I understand, but it's still not verbatim. It's still not 1,000% true. I'm with you. I don't think he's practicing today. But them giving me the ability to put that in the ether and let other people's brains run with it before Sloan takes the podium is a problem. And they're not allowing that problem to occur, and I can't fault them for that. Because I agree with you. The fact that media availability is canceled, of course, is going to make your brain run rampant. It did the same thing to me last night. But I can't fault them for controlling the timeline.
What do you think it is?
I think he's hurt, not injured. I think he's hurt. And they don't know the true timeline yet. That's what they're getting figured out is the timeline. I think they know the injury. They're just trying to understand the timeline of how they want to handle it with him because they want him back for week 1.
It's that's what tells me that it's like a 4 to 6 week thing, and they're trying to figure out if it is or not. Like what is the severity of this? It's not. He's fine.
Is it 2 to 3 weeks or is it 4 to 6 weeks? I think that's what's currently being figured because I think it's probably my assumption would be like a high ankle sprain, like some sort of sprain. Nothing got torn, nothing got broken, but something that is a tweak enough to cause this.
I think they are, with all the emphasis put on 1-0. I think that is what they're up against the clock of 22 days.
They're nervous about August 30th.
Yes. There's no way you can think anything other than that. He's not fine. Like, he could be if you weren't playing.
He's okay. Yeah. No, he's okay. It's just
dead.
What does that mean? That to me,
they're nervous about the 30th.
To me, that means it's not a long-term injury. Like, he's not going to miss September and October. Like, he'll be back before then. But game 1 is a pretty big one.
But if you're LSU, and he's out for August, like, that's a built-in excuse for you to be like, whenever this whole season plays out, you didn't have your quarterback. Like, it makes the game a wash. Because if Garrett Nussmeier does come back in week 3 against LSU versus Florida, which is what the timeline I'm operating under, is like now you're, okay, season on. And you'll be able to look back on it in week 12 and go, oh, they didn't have Nuss. And if he plays the way I think he's capable of, that'll go away. Like, the 0-1 sucks. But you didn't have your guy.
Right, no, I agree.
I don't want to play.
I agree. If he doesn't play against Clemson, it changes the way you look at that game entirely.
Right, so now it doesn't even fucking matter. Because at the end of it, when you get to week 11 or week 12, and you could go back and you play the way that I think that team is capable of playing, and you're 10-2 with a loss to Clemson without Nuss, that actually works for you. Like, that's the way I would spin it.
Right.
Instead of running from, be like, well, no, we have to get him back. Like, I wouldn't, if he's that hurt, if he's this hurt, is we're looking at, man, I don't know if he can play week 1. Don't play him. And now Clemson doesn't matter. And that would be excellent for everyone. It's a perfect excuse.
I mean, nothing you're saying is entirely incorrect.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, Lloyd's good at a theory. But no, I mean, there should be some sense of clarity, you would hope.
Nope.
Today and tomorrow. We shall see. Sloan will take the podium today, and media availability at practice tomorrow. You know what I'm really pissed about? Is that I agreed to play in the softball tournament this weekend and can't be at practice on Saturday tomorrow.
I'll be there.
I'm upset I can't go to practice today.
Yeah, well, you'll be there tomorrow.
We'll go together. Hold hands.
So,
I'm going to show up on crutches.
beating you is more important, Gage. You got to take care of business on the softball field this weekend. But it's it really is crazy how that 5 minutes on what day was that, Wednesday, has turned into the past 48 hours.
This is
We were legitimately walking into the studio this morning. Someone was at the gas station and yelled, Hey, is Nuss okay?
President got shot.
Like,
In the ear.
I was like, well, Matthew Conkle, I'm glad everyone is being rational. No, I mean,
I'm
you can't
being rational.
You can't expect anything else.
There's the only person here being rational is me.
You don't think I'm being rational?
I think you have a very much pie in the sky idea of how all this is being handled. You're like, it's fine.
I'm not saying it's fine. I'm just saying I understand the way, like the timeline that they're operating under right now. I would do the same. It's called crisis management.
Well,
you have to control the narrative.
Second tower's about to get hit.
Oh my God.
Shut down the planes.
Well, they shut down practice.
Yeah,
For media.
Well, watch out for the Pentagon.
Like I think that I think that them taking control of the timeline, I can't fault them for that. Like I can't.
You don't think it could have been done earlier?
Of course it could have,
Okay.
but I'm saying
that's all,
I
that's
can't.
all, that's all I'm asking.
Yeah, I mean I agree. It could have been handled sooner, but I can't. But I can't be mad at them that they're actually going to handle it now, control the timeline. So, look, we'll see. We'll get answers. The answers you would hope.
Oh.
Something you will know. You will know more tomorrow after practice than you do right now this morning.
Like to put this on the presser like you're going to learn something is insane.
I wouldn't say you're going to learn something at the press conference, but you're hoping that there's some sort of light shined or some sort of answer given at the press conference. But what I will tell you is by tomorrow at 1 p.m., you should know more than you do right now at 7:45 this morning, because there's a press conference today and there's media availability at practice tomorrow. That's all I can tell you. I've been given the same answers as everyone else. He's okay. It was a tweak, not a major injury. Those were Twitter trolls. I legitimately got the Twitter trolls answer, like that's where that rumor came from. Is it was a post by somebody on Twitter.
Where is it?
I don't know where.
See, that's another thing. Like, where's the smoking gun?
Okay, well, I don't want to go full conspiracy
Right? Like, nobody
theorist.
can find. Everybody's saying, I don't know where that report came from. Like,
Yeah,
it came from somewhere.
well, of
Somebody
course it
put
did.
it out on Twitter, I guess. I can't find it.
Right.
I'm good at the internet.
I know. I tried to find it as well.
So that's not true.
It is true.
How?
I mean, I
I
found
think they're like, no, that's not true. That didn't happen. The list isn't important.
Wait, are you talking about the original tweet?
Yeah, where is it?
Oh, I saw it.
Where?
It was some random account.
I saw random
It's
accounts
how
on Twitter
rumors
that
get started.
yeah, it is.
But it feels like it would have gone viral to the point of like we're all pointing to one
Well,
thing.
I
When he
saw
deleted
what
his
was
account.
it? All day college football on Instagram or something that legitimately posted a picture of Nuss report, and it was like reporting that this, that, or the other. Mike Miniville, Noah's on the LSU payroll, brother. I wish I was.
Now.
I'm just trying to play both. I'm trying to be.
I
on
know
the
that's
other
called
side.
sitting on the fence. And that's
I'm not.
payroll shit.
I'm not sitting on the fence.
Let's find out. Let's continue down this path.
What path?
The path.
What do you? I'm asking you genuinely. What do you want me to say and feel?
What would you do if you were in charge?
I would have solved the problem the other day. I would have said something 2 days ago or yesterday. But they didn't. I can't change that. But I'm not saying I'm not going to discredit. Like I'm not going to be mad at them for trying to control it now.
And so you would then cancel a show today, and then send Christian to the podium.
See, I think Sloan was already scheduled.
Mm-hmm. But you can get in front of him, right?
I mean, yes, of course you can.
Christian, you host. Oh, you're scheduled to do it anyway. There's been breaking news. You do it. You handle
it's
it.
not breaking. It was a Twitter rumor that was started. They're treating it like a Twitter rumor rather than a national report.
If it's a Twitter rumor, then address it. It can't be that serious, right?
They're going to address it. You would assume, like you go into it assuming that.
Yeah, like I said, you're letting Christian host.
I genuinely don't think that's that big of a deal. The fact that Sloan's taking the podium and not BK, I don't think is anything that we should be blowing our cap over.
Jonathan?
Do you think it's a big deal that it's Sloan at the podium today and not Kelly?
I know he was scheduled, but you can also schedule another one.
I think you can't cancel two things as much as anything.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You can't. No, you definitely can't. Like, if they would have canceled the press conference, I'd feel a lot different than I do right now.
I feel for Sloan.
Of course, it sucks. Because he's going to get asked the question, but the reason that he's up there is, like, the assumption would be it's obviously not that big of a report.
Obviously, Nuss was held out today. A little minor tweak. We'll know more tomorrow.
I can't be upset. I'm not upset with that answer.
Yeah,
I know, because I'm good at. I mean,
All right, but if that's what's said, I wouldn't be upset at the end of the press conference.
I still don't feel like I learned anything. Like, it's the same answer. That's what I'm saying. So if it's an LSU polo, it makes a difference.
But you're also saying that you're assuming that he's out for week one. You're like,
I mean, would you rather?
Mindset. So that you would learn a lot if he said it's just a little tweak. He's not out there today.
What do you want
Monday.
What do you want the answer to be? Like, what would in a perfect world, Sloan or Kelly, whoever it is, goes up to the podium, what would you want the answer to be?
We've lost.
If I'm the reporter, and I go, no, Tingle and Co. What's the report on the Garrett Nussmeier injury?
If he says it's a little tweak or a strain, it's like, what is it then? Like, what is the injury?
So
you don't have to tell me, but like, at some point you have to know what you're dealing with. So like, hiding behind veils of platitudes doesn't really answer any questions, and it just continues to be the exact same thing. If it was something that you knew happened, which they do, they have the information, they have the answer.
But they never do that.
But yeah, so you're playing like you're gambling against Clemson and being like, we don't want them to know.
I'm just saying they never come out and just give you the straight up toxicology report. And
well, that's not what it's going to be.
Well, yeah, obviously, I'm just saying that was just
that would be
I'm
crazy.
They never just come up and give you the full prognosis at a press conference ever. Except when Les Miles went up there and said Tyrann Mathieu's been kicked off
and Sam Montgomery is hurt.
Like,
tell me that.
I mean, that's what a tweak is legit. Like saying we held him out from practice today. It's a tweak. We're going to see how he progresses over the next week.
But I guess that's my bigger point, is if it's just a tweak, or like then it'd say, dude, high ankle, y'all know what that means. We're going to work and do everything we can to get him back on the field for week one. How fucking hard is that?
It's not. It could very well be said. We don't know. The press conference hadn't been had yet, so we don't know what's been said. I feel like the freak out should be held at least until...
The freak off?
No, freak out.
Oh.
Did he? Should be held until after the press conference today.
Exonerated.
You know? Like...
Oh, no, it won't be, like, it'll still be full speculation until tomorrow. But that's what I'm saying. The extending of the timeline to me is fucking nuts. But like Jonathan said, you can't do two things at once. It's double bad news instead of double great. Double good. That guy killed himself in the show, The Patriot.
Johnny L. Good said, not going to lie, I'm actually enjoying this sky is falling conversation. It's not a sky is falling conversation. We're just trying to cover all the bases and hone in every fan, the entire fan base perspective.
Yeah, there's very rare times it feels like where it's like there's not a lot of information out there, so we're doing what you're doing. Like we've tried to circle the wagons.
We've gotten as much information as we can.
Knows. Nobody's like, if you want me to say like, well, from what I heard, it's fine, because that is what I heard. But also, it doesn't feel like that's actually feels like a very much a way to extend the timeline of something that you don't really know the answer to.
Yeah.
So now we're just having beers around the coffee table and being like, man, what if it's this and what if it's that? Chop up another one.
That's how you do it.
I'll start a restaurant.
Original post was deleted, by the way.
There you go. Christian with the information. Original post deleted.
That's because he made the post. You started this.
God,
I know what you did.
Start another. You should start a burner a day.
I know that you started this.
One burner every day.
And see how many times you get, like, right now would be a great time.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back with our good friend John Eads joining us here to kick off hour number 2. So we're going to take a break. He's not coming in studio. It's going to be over Zoom, which is different because usually, Eads is our most reliable in-studio presence, but it's been a hectic 48 hours for everybody covering LSU. So we'll have Eads on the Zoom.
Live from the hospital.
Right after this. Calm down.
Panda Watch.
Through Natchez, Mississippi, make sure to visit Tom and Wright Branding at Go Mart and On The Go Deli, where you can fill up your tank and your belly. Go Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need on your trip. located at 4 Sergeant Prentice Drive as you're entering Natchez on the left. Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff, where the Po' Boys are so good you'll swear you're in Cajun country.
When it comes to your home, the roof over your head matters. At CAS Roofing, we don't just install shingles, we build peace of mind. With years of experience and a commitment to craftsmanship, our team shows up on time, gets the job done right, and treats every project like it's our own home. Whether it's a repair, a replacement, or a storm damage that caught you off guard, CAS Roofing is ready. We're local, we're dependable, and we stand behind every nail, every shingle, and every promise we make. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about roofing, it's about protecting what matters most. CAS Roofing, built on trust, backed by quality.
All right, we will have John Eads join us as soon as he hops in the Zoom. We just sent the email, so he should be ready to go very soon. Like I said in the
Big
chat,
muscular body was coming in.
I genuinely think it's not that major of a deal, but it's grown into something larger than it should have. And Christian made a good point in the break. I think if LSU would have addressed this sooner, they would have been treating a tweet that was not true as if it was a report, and you have to keep everything on the timeline. So we'll see. Like I said, you should know more tomorrow at noon than you do today at 8 a.m. But I would tell you guys, do not completely lose your mind. I don't think it is that major, genuinely. Wolfgang, no, if it wasn't a big deal, they would have addressed it after practice. They will shoot him up full of steroids, painkillers, and he will limp around. See, I understand that, Wolfgang, but to me, if you Twitter rumor that gets blown up
This happens more often.
as if it's a true report and you give a press conference to respond to a Twitter rumor, I can see how LSU would maybe think that looks unprofessional.
But then you responded to Twitter rumors with Twitter rumors.
I mean, not really. You responded to it with,
Only on Twitter.
The media. No, I mean, they did that through. LSU did what they do. You tell your 12 other reporters to report on it, whatever message you want to give. You can't go up there and have a press conference to respond to a tweet, because then you'd have to do that every time.
I think this is an outlier.
At this point, today, it's grown into something that could be, but I think it's okay. I think everybody's okay. What time is this presser? I would assume it's probably 11:30, 12. At some point today. It's usually when the press conference happens, practice goes through. So, John Eads will join us here this morning.
Break some news, John.
Yeah, not putting any pressure on him, because like we said, it's been a heck of a couple of days covering LSU football. But we've got our guy, John Eads, over from WFB joining us this morning. John, good morning. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, no doubt. Appreciate y'all having me. Sorry I couldn't make it in today. It's been a very busy week. Got a busy day today. Just trying to maximize my time and all that. But here we go.
Oh, breaking news. Break news, break news, break news.
Yeah. Email there from Michael Bonnet. No, no, I haven't poked or prodded much. You know, there's people that I could reach out to try to get some information out of, but I don't know. I want to see what happens with this press conference and go from there. You know, I mean, you can speculate like anything in life, you know, a million different ways. And usually it's not the best that the situation could be, but it's also not the worst. It's somewhere right down the middle. So this could go a lot of different ways. What I don't recall is that we talked to the coordinators during fall camp last year. I feel like we talk to the coordinators every year during the spring and kind of do a yearly check-in, but we hardly ever get the coordinators after that. So this is kind of a different thing they're doing, I think, with letting us talk to the coordinators this late kind of in the ball game, if you will, before the season starts. I'm pretty sure that's the case, at least.
Yeah, I mean, look, the point on speculation, I think that's what we just spent the first hour of yesterday's show and today's show kind of battling around with as the LSU fan base has gone buck wild. I just want to ask you, what was that 5 minutes on Wednesday like for you, where it was just the rumor started, and I think everyone in here's phones went crazy, and I'm assuming yours did as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it had to be an earthquake.
Is that whiskey?
My brother texted me, Nuss torn ACL out for the year or something like that. And I was like, you're funny, bro. But he's also just like texts me that, you know, as a joke. Like, that's not really his style of comedy. So I looked it up and looked into it. And I was on Twitter and I saw people tweeting like GIFs, videos, quote tweeting like sad videos. And you could kind of tell what they were talking about. None of the accounts were reputable, though.
Right.
Like, none of the accounts that were coming out with these reports, like, it was like fake looking ones, you know, like Adam Shifter instead of Schefter, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I never really like totally believed it. I was kind of more on the side of, all right, what's going on here? This is weird. But when there's smoke, there's fire, right, as they say. So people wouldn't just start these rumors for no reason, you know, and have them catch on and stuff like that. So I thought there might be some kind of credibility to it. Like maybe there was some kind of an injury. I didn't think it was like a serious one like that, though. But anytime you see a bunch of people talking, you know, it's like a snowball, and it just keeps on rolling, and more people get caught up in it. And eventually it was kind of quelled, at least for the time being, when everybody started, you know, releasing the information that he's fine and it's not an ACL. But that leaves, you know, the cloud in the water, if you will, where you can't see through the water. It's a cloudy view, and you're not exactly sure what exactly the situation is.
Yeah, I don't like swimming at night.
Right. Me neither. I don't like swimming at all.
Oh yeah, me either. I can't, actually.
I can't either. It's not a pretty sight.
We're too dense.
Do you expect it to be addressed in the press conference today?
I don't know. You know, it could go a couple different ways. It could go with Coach Sloan in an opening statement, giving some kind of an update and saying, that's all I'm going to say on the situation for now. He could give a statement and then allow for follow-up questions potentially. Or he might just outright say, hey, we're not taking questions on it altogether. I don't think that it's going to go that route. I think he'll probably, I don't know, because then again, I don't know if he's the person qualified to kind of give the update on how Garrett's doing. You know what I mean? Like, that feels like more of a head coaching thing to disseminate. And maybe Coach Kelly will step up there for the first portion and answer that or deliver that, and then Coach Sloan will talk. I'm not really sure. It was interesting, though, that they canceled practice. Well, at least us going to watch practice so late, you know, like it took them like a day to make that decision. So interesting timeline there, but we still are going to go to practice tomorrow. So like, what is really going to change in 24 hours? You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not really sure. So the whole thing really is, you know, it leaves open-ended questions for people to speculate on.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure how much or how little we're going to get out of the press conference with Coach Sloan. I think we'll know more when we go out to practice on Saturday, unless they cancel that too, which I don't think they will, because they could have just easily done that, you know, in addition to canceling the practice viewing today. So we'll see. It's a huge question.
Yeah, but just on to fall camp in general. Obviously, the other day in full pads, it seemed like the defensive line had a very, very impressive day. And that group's been impressive throughout spring and even now throughout fall. When you look at that group versus the offensive line group, in your opinion, is it more of really good, making the offensive line look not as good, or a bad offensive line making a defensive line look better than it is?
Yeah, I never think it's as bad as it really looks, you know. The defensive line has definitely gotten the better of the offensive line in fall camp, but you have to keep in mind that throughout the spring, DJ Chester was your starting center, Josh Thompson was your second team right tackle, Paul Mubanga, I guess, would have been your starting left guard. You know, like this group of five hasn't, at least that we've seen, spent a lot of time together, you know. And during the summer, I think you can do player-led practices, you know, stuff like that, but you're not having official practices with the pads on going at it. So the starting five that you're seeing, Adams and Chester and Moore and Thompson and Davis, hasn't really worked a lot, you know, in tandem and with each other. So they're still trying to put that group of five together, you know. What makes a good offensive line is how good one unit gels together, not so much having five different players that are all Americans, because, you know, four guys can dominate their blocks, but if one guy misses an assignment, the run play gets blown up. You know what I mean? So that's kind of been the case a lot of times, in my opinion, is that Thompson, the guys in the interior, are just missing their assignments. They don't really know where they're supposed to go. It looks like they're still trying to figure out what their responsibilities are. And, it's weird because they all have a lot of starting experience. Like Thompson has started over 20 games at tackle and at guard. And he did it at Northwestern, a league where you run the football and, it's all about kind of physical play in the trenches. So why he's struggling to, get a hold of things down here is strange. And that's kind of what it looks like to me, is that the interior just has to kind of get solidified here a little bit better. But by that same token, the defensive line has been that good at points. Like Bernard Gooden's been a big talking point in camp. He's got a really quick first step and get off. And there's times where the ball's snapped and Nuss is handing it off and Gooden is already in the backfield, whether he's shooting a gap on a pull play or he's just swimming over Thompson or beating him with speed. He's been an issue. But it's been the whole offensive line at times as well. Like there are times where the offensive line gives Nuss, some time to sit back there and go through his reads and make a good throw and utilize these really good receivers. But there's others where he doesn't have time. He's rolling out. He's getting guys pushed back into him. So I think above all else, like they really need to just solidify that group of five and find some more consistency and kind of just figure it out. I mean, it's not great that you paid this guy a lot of money in Thompson and some of these guys in the offensive line, and we're into the second week of camp and you're still having position battles there. Like with Delane, with Halsey, with Cooley, with all these transfers on the defensive side, they were brought in and paid money to start and produce. You're not really getting that in the offensive line right now. And that's the key to it all. You can have all the good receivers you want and as good of a quarterback as you want, but you can't get a run game going without the offensive line, and you can't utilize those receivers unless you have time to make a pass and let those guys go through their routes. So they've really got to figure that out, because a really good Clemson defense awaits in a rowdy environment. And if you can't operate clean at fall camp where there's 30 members of the media or whatever watching and there's no music and there's no stadium pulse, I can't expect you to operate in front of thousands of people opening weekend in Clemson.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, the reason that so much pressure and talk is on and around the offensive line is because of how good everything else is offensively, especially from the skill position. That's my next question to you. That wide receiver group, obviously I've been out there. I've seen how deep it is. To you, what are some of your takeaways from that room? Because it really does seem like they can go 8 to 10 deep and really not see that big of a drop-off in that room.
Yeah, it's really crazy. Like I've been putting out kind of the starting offense, going through their scripted drill at the beginning of practice. And, every time it's like a different group of receivers. One day it's Berryon and Xavion and Nick Anderson. The next it's Destin Hill and Chris Hilton and, Aaron Anderson when he's not, in a leg sleeve and not practicing. Like they're extremely deep. Bauer Sharp, I think, is a guy that's going to be a big weapon for them. Like they're scheming up specific plays to get him the football. And he seems to have a really good chemistry with Garrett Nussmeier. There's been some really impressive connections between those two against man, against zone. What really sticks out to me is the timing of the throws. Like Nussmeier and these receivers are really dialed in. Like a ball needs to come out quickly. As soon as a receiver turns around in zone coverage, it's right there for him to make the catch. And the receivers have done well making physical catches, making contested catches that really could make the difference in a ball game. So that's what stuck out to me, is that against zone, like these guys know what they're doing. The receivers know where to sit. They know where they can carve up some open space. And Nussmeier's getting the ball out like he knows what's happening before it's even happening. And that's impressive because some of these guys have played here for a few years, but some of them have not, like Destin Hill and Nick Anderson, all the guys that transferred in. It's impressive that they have that chemistry with him already. And that's, I think, a testament to work they've done in the offseason, like just going and throwing together at the indoor facilities and stuff like that, which you see on social media. It looked like they did quite a bit this summer. So I think that that's really coming to light. And, anytime there's one-on-one, Nussmeier has thrown some really good deep balls with precise accuracy on slot fades, jump balls, the trade as green. So I really like the connection between him and everybody, and everybody's had their moments in camp so far. So I think there's going to be a lot of rotating in and out this year at that receiver position. But again, you gotta give those guys time to run their 15-yard in route, or settle in zone coverage, and that starts with pass protecting. So that's going to be the biggest question. Unlike last year, we didn't really think that was a question, but it kind of became one during the season. I think that's the biggest thing to monitor the rest of the camp is this offensive line just improving, because I like what I've seen from the secondary. I like, obviously, everything else about the defense. The run game is going to be a bit of a question mark as well. That goes hand in hand with the O-line. So that's the biggest thing you're looking for here.
Yeah, and then obviously there's been a lot of discussion about intensity and competitive energy, because we've seen it. I mean, me and you have been on the sideline watching them, and they're chirping back and forth. They're getting physical on routes, whether it's corners and receivers or offensive linemen and defensive linemen. There's been a level of competition and intensity. Not saying that it hasn't been like that at past camps, but it really feels, like it's been maximized so far at this camp. What have you seen from an energy and an intensity standpoint so far through fall camp?
I think it's been great. You think these guys all hate each other, the amount of intensity and competitiveness that they have. Obviously they don't, and it's, purely driven by spirit and competition and stuff. But I love it, because I know that's exactly what they're going to be doing during the games. You know what I mean? They're going to be, sharing some words with the opposition and maybe some of the coaches on the sideline. And I'm glad that they're bringing that right now. It's definitely been there in the past. Anytime the offense goes against the defense in a team period in a 7-on-7, it's like, all right, let's go. We want to win. We want to beat the offense here. But this year, it really seems like it's ramped up a little bit more, and it's just kind of a testament to the character of the guys that are on this team. And Coach Kelly has said that a lot. That's something that they want every guy to have, is that competitive spirit. And you see it. It's even funny sometimes, like when Perk baited Nuss into that interception a few practices ago. You could hear Nuss scream, expletive you, Perk, obviously in a joking way, because he baited him into the pick, and that was good on good. That's a good linebacker making a good play, and maybe a lesser linebacker wouldn't have executed that as well. And you also see, you guys have talked about it on the show, the DBs and the receivers getting pretty chippy with each other. That's a OPI, that's a DPI, you know what I mean? And there's been some really just competitive reps overall where there's a 50-50 ball and there's a fight for it and somebody comes away with it. It could have gone either way. So I've definitely loved the competition, and you like that kind of intensity, and I know they're going to bring that in the game. And it's been fun to watch. It's almost been like a real game atmosphere and feel on the field. And that you're going to need that game one, because you're going into a hostile environment there. And every game this season, you can't take anybody lightly, because if you lose that first game, your margin of error is extremely slim. So I've definitely loved that. Bunch of hungry guys, I think, and you question that maybe sometimes when you're paying them, 6 figures, 7 figures to come play football. Or are they going to, still be hungry and stuff? And it seems like they are. And Coach Kelly has told me that too. He likes the group. He likes the mindset. And I think he literally told me at the Rougarou game, these guys are hungry, man. You can sense that. And obviously he wants to say something like that, something positive, but you can back that up with what we've seen at fall camp.
Yeah, and my next question is, what is your take on the 1-0 stressing? When we're walking through the indoor facility, you look in the weight room, and every screen has 1-0 on it. The big Jumbotron in the indoor facility has 1-0 on it. You walk into kind of the media room, and instead of having the entire schedule on the wall, it's just the Clemson game. So, what's your take on that importance and that stress that's being put on game number 1 against Clemson?
I mean, I think it's the same level of importance they put on it every year. I think these things are all just kind of like PR and whatever, when you're a player and you're walking into the building, you see win, dominate, this, that, and the third. You don't really get motivated by that. I don't think I wouldn't. You know what I mean? My thinking is I'm coming into practice, let's have a good day, whatever. So I don't know. I think that's more for us and for the fans than it is for the players, just because they haven't had signs up around the building in the past doesn't mean they haven't cared about winning the opener. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't really buy into that a whole lot. Obviously, it's important, and obviously they're stressing it, but I'm sure that they've brought the same level of detail and whatever to every season opener since they've been here, because I mean, you're not just going to come into a game unprepared and not caring about it, especially when you're playing against Florida State, you're playing against Clemson, you're playing some of these like USC, some of these big schools to begin the year. So I don't know. I mean, it's cool and stuff and whatever, and it fits their narrative and that kind of thing, but I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on it. I think it's more of just kind of a PR move and whatever. So that's probably what I would say about that. And really, now that the playoffs expanded, I know it would be nice to win the season opener, but say they win, it doesn't mean they've clinched or done anything. Like,
Right.
You still need to go and take care of business afterwards. Like, yes, it's important. In the 14 playoff era, it would be extremely important. But in the 12 team, all it really does is give you a bit of a cushion. You know what I mean? But if you lose in that same way, the season's not over. You know what I mean? So I know that people are going to be like, oh, now we've lost 6 straight season openers. And, oh, man, we are terrible. And, oh, we need to fire Brian Kelly. But no, I mean, it's a long year. And teams get better. Teams get worse as the season goes. Like, there's so many years where people win a week 1 game and everyone overreacts and locks them in for the playoff. And then come week 10, they're I don't know, 6-3. You know what I mean? Like, they're not even relevant anymore. Like USC last year.
I was about to say that.
And they ended up, like 7-5 or something like that? They really weren't all that great. So
Miller
yeah,
Moss. Heisman.
It is. Yeah, exactly. Not so much. Maybe this year, though. I like where he's at. He's at Louisville now. It's important, everything like that. But, like, you got 12 of these things. You know what I mean? So it'd be dangerous to overreact one way or the other. It'd be huge, though. It would. There's no getting around that. It'd be a massive win for the resume. And, it'd just be nice to get through a September without having 2 losses, like has been the case many times in recent history,
The way that you phrase it, I think, is interesting because there is a sense of you're kind of serving the fan base of 1-0, but to me, it's more of protecting their own, right? It's more important for Brian Kelly to go 1-0 than it is for LSU to go 1-0.
Yeah, and he has a background in politics. His dad was a politician, and I think that's kind of just more of a PR kind of thing to really like let people know, hey, I do care about the opener, and of course he did before that. I don't know. I think they're just trying to do something different and really sell this narrative that 1-0 is super important to them, and it's not. We don't really care. It's a long season. We'll take care of it later on. So.
Do you think,
yeah, I mean, it's cool. It looks good. It's nice visuals to share with people, but I don't think the players are like, yeah, let's do it, based on a sign.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to get fired up for week 1. But, yeah. And that's my next question is, do you think it's more of, can you put too much emphasis on going 1-0 if you don't go 1-0?
Yeah, I mean... But again, like I think this is all just narratives and words. It's really just it's stuff for clicks and views, and it's not really,
They could have done a lot of stuff for clicks and views in the last 48 hours.
Yeah, seriously. I don't know. I really think that with a season opener, you have more time to prepare for it than you do a regular game, where you kind of got 1 week to get this thing together. And
well, that's
they've done a pretty good job.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, but that's what I'm saying. Like, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say they did a good job last year of scraping things together after the season opening loss and getting to 6-1 and getting into the top 10, and then obviously things fell apart at the end of the season. So I don't have any reason to think that. I like how the schedule sets up to where, you can kind of get right, say you lose the first game, and then get back into the swing of things with some tough SEC games and try to get back on that roll. But, it's a long season. It's a 12-team playoff. You guys know all of this. You start 0-1, not a big deal, You can kind of buy that back in a way by continuing to improve and get better as the season goes along. Now, you can't dig the hole deep enough to where you can't get back out of it like South Carolina last year, where they were upset they didn't make the playoff. They had 3 losses. And they didn't win the conference like Clemson did. So, you got to avoid that 3rd loss. So, obviously. So you want to keep those in your back pocket as long as you can. But I don't think that if you lose the first game, the season's just going to go off the rails And especially right now, I mean, things are so up in the air. Who knows?
Ed, that's what I wanted to ask you real quick. If you were a gambling man, like walk down this path, do you think that it's more likely Garrett Nussmeier plays week 1 or you see him week 3?
I mean, we still have
22 days.
3 weeks to the season opener.
Yep.
So I don't think that there's an injury right now that would keep him out 5 and not 3. I don't think there's any way he does not play that game if he's capable of playing. You know what I mean? So man, this is all just like wild. Like it's just all the buildup literally since January has been, all right, they're going, money, building this in the one player that would allow for things to unravel is the quarterback going down, because we've seen it in practice. Sometimes in the NFL, you got a backup that's capable of kind of holding things together.
You need Jameis
at least
Winston.
well enough to keep winning, like Teddy Bridgewater. They don't have that right now, though. I don't think. I haven't seen enough from Colin Hurley to say that
I agree.
Can continue. Obviously, Van Buren has really struggled, especially in the team periods. They don't have a backup this year that I feel confident can go out there and execute. So yeah, they're in pretty rough shape. But we'll find out more. How they're handling this is definitely interesting. As y'all have kind of talked about extensively already. And today and tomorrow, big days. We'll really kind of figure things out. But this thing is not moving at all without Nussmeier leading the way.
Amen. Well,
true.
We appreciate your time this morning, and it's going to be a fun 36 hours after with a press conference and a media available practice today and tomorrow. So best of luck to you.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. We'll see you soon, and hope to be back in the studio next week, man.
Sounds good. Well, we'll talk again soon.
All right, see you guys.
There he is, John Eads, over from WAFB, crushing it as usual. Looked like he was in heaven. The beautiful aura of light behind him. Like it's funny.
Never seen a room that bright.
I've never seen a room that bright before. Like it was, but like it doesn't look that.
It looks, I don't know.
You can still see it. Like it. Sometimes it'll be like that bright behind, and it'll be really.
He can wash
dark.
himself out.
Right. And he looks great. So.
How is that
it's just
functional?
It's no blinds. Like there are no blinds on those windows.
He just waits for the sun just wakes him up.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I know.
I know people that just wake up.
Do you know how miserable that would be?
For the sun to wake
how
you
many
up?
windows does he have?
It is bright. Shout out to John.
Shout out to John. He's bright.
He is very bright.
And a calming presence.
He is calming.
I think that's the kind of measured attitude that we all need a dose of right now.
Yeah. No, that was very good. I think it was good for all of us.
Yeah.
And so we'll take another quick break.
Ugh.
And we've got Zack Naggie, another great calming presence, very bright man, to join us to talk some more LSU football fall camp and probably touch on some rumors as well. So we'll be right back after this.
Natchez, Mississippi, make sure to visit Tom and Wright Granning at Go Mart and On The Go Deli, where you can fill up your tank and your belly. Go Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need on your trip. Located at 4 Sergeant Prentice Drive as you're entering Natchez on the left. Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff, where the Po' Boys are so good you'll swear you're in Cajun country.
When it comes to your home, the roof over your head matters. At CAS Roofing, we don't just install shingles, we build peace of mind. With years of experience and a commitment to craftsmanship, our team shows up on time, gets the job done right, and treats every project like it's our own home. Whether it's a repair, a replacement, or a storm damage that caught you off guard, CAS Roofing is ready. We're local, we're dependable, and we stand behind every nail, every shingle, and every promise we make. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about roofing, it's about protecting what matters most. CAS Roofing, built on trust, backed by quality.
There he is, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, LSU 22 days away from kickoff. And it's been a fun couple of weeks being excited about it. Now, obviously, there's a speculation and rumors and everything, and it's stressing everybody. Now football's back. Like, it's back. The rumors and the stress and the anxiety that comes with it has returned. We will have Zack Naggie join us soon from LSU on Sports Illustrated to talk some LSU football. What you got?
You're going to love this. Speaking of 22, obviously.
22 days away.
LSU.
Uh-huh.
John Emery clears. But there's one that will always live forever in my heart. And it's a song that you know because of me, because I can't help but sing it.
Are you going to play the song? We're going to get flagged for this, probably.
Allie Broussard is not going to do Alley Cat, yeah, I thought you knew. Probably singing on the field number 22. He doesn't deserve it.
Be ready. God, I love the fuzzy pictures.
And you don't want no trouble.
And you don't want no trouble. And you don't want no trouble.
There's Kyle Williams.
And you don't want no trouble. And you don't want no trouble. Say you don't want no trouble. And you don't want no
All right, Nagy's here. That's how you filibuster, boys.
Yeah, welcome back as we've got Zack Naggie joining us to talk some LSU football as fall camp is rolling on. Zack, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Glad you can make it through the past stressful 48 hours we've all lived.
Yeah, my man, it's been quite the last couple of days, of course, but happy to be here to talk some LSU ball. They're really starting to ramp things up on the kind of intensity front at camp, so excited to talk about it.
Yeah, we'll start there with some of just I want to ask you, what was that 5 minutes like on Wednesday when everything blew up and it felt like there was an earthquake going on in my pocket? What was that 5 minutes like you?
Ooh.
Yeah, man, you and I were exchanging text as well, talking about it. Obviously, man, it was ridiculous. It's crazy how things can circulate on social media and really blow up fast. And we saw everything with Garrett Nussmeier start to do that, from ACL rumors to out for the year, major injury, this and that. I mean, man, that stuff went viral pretty quick, but it got shut down pretty quick too. And it seems like LSU's dodged a bullet on that front. So it's exciting to know that it won't be any notable time missed or anything of that nature. But nonetheless, man, that couple hour stretch was pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, and then to talk about to fall camp, obviously full pads the other day, and it felt like once full pads got on, the defensive line maybe ramped up even more, where I thought the offensive line had competed relatively well through the past couple of practices, and then when the full pads got on, it felt like the defensive line really won that day.
Yeah, and for me, same thing. No, on Monday for me, I thought the offensive line was really trending in the right direction and starting to kind of round that corner. The protection was well. The offensive line was looking better. The offense as a whole was looking better. And then fast forward to Tuesday, man, and it was abysmal from that O-line, man. The defensive line got the best of them, and it starts with Bernard Gooden. This is a guy who's really flashed during camp, in my opinion. He's starting to make some big-time plays, big-time moves. This is a South Florida transfer that LSU got during the spring portal window, and Bernard Gooden has looked the part. This is a guy who's competing for first-team reps in a big-time way alongside Dominic McKinley. So he's flashed, and he's giving this offensive line fits. And you can say the same thing about Jack Pyburn coming off the edge, the Florida transfer who's really having his way so far this offseason. We saw it during spring camp to a certain degree, but, man, he's having a big-time fall camp as well. So it's kind of twofold, right? You can sit back and say, well, is the defensive line just that good? And is that why they're giving the offensive line fits? Or is there that much improvement that needs to be made upon the offensive line? So you can kind of look at it two different ways. For me, man, after that Tuesday performance, I kind of got to sit back and say there's a lot of kind of moves that need to be made upon the offensive line in order for them to reach that next gear.
Yeah, and the next thing I'll ask you is these transfers that they've added on defense mostly, they brought all those guys in to be impact players, and I feel like that's kind of been confirmed so far throughout fall camp that almost every transfer defensively that they've brought in is a guy that's going to make an impact for LSU in 2025.
Yeah, man, undoubtedly. I think it starts with obviously players of Jack Pyburn's caliber, Patrick Payton starting around the corner as well, and Brian Kelly alluded to that during his press conference the other day. In the secondary, Mansour Delane can be penciled in as a starter in one of those cornerback slots. So those are three guys that have definitely stood out throughout fall camp so far on the defensive side of the ball. And you can even go to the safety position where A.J. Halsey is starting to make some moves with the first team defense. So they went in the portal and they had a plan to obviously attack it with force, but also get some versatility out there as well. And we're starting to see that where guys are being lined up in different spots and making some big-time plays, big-time impact. And Brian Kelly knew, man. He knew that going into the offseason, it was all about going out there, getting double-digit guys, getting guys that can come in and really play in 2025 and make a significant impact. We're starting to feel that during fall camp. And I think as the intensity ramps up even more, we're going to get a bigger feel for what these guys are truly all about.
Yeah, and then other newcomers on this team, not the transfers, but freshmen, who do you expect to be? Obviously, Harlem Berry and DJ Pickett are guys that everyone expects to have an impact on this team. But there are other names that have kind of started to float around, especially Carius Kern on the offensive line. How many other freshmen outside of Berry and Pickett do you think are going to serve a role on this team in 2025?
Yeah, man, I think you hit the nail on the head there when you talk about Carius Kern. This is a player that needs to be in the game. And for me, I think he needs to be playing guard. I think they're putting him in as left tackle right now behind Tyree Adams with the second team. But I think his bread and butter is going to be on the interior offensive line where he can really make an impact. And during practice, we're seeing that interior offensive line get exposed in a big way. Obviously, Bernard Gooden's playing a big-time role in that. But I think if you can shift Carius Kern inside and really allow him to flourish and play that natural position of an interior offensive lineman, that's where he'll get some big-time playing time in year one. So aside from Pickett and Berry, Carius Kern's one that I'm circling as a guy who really should see the field in year one. Another guy that's really impressed me, Noah, is Charles Ross. He's playing the star role. He's one of the backups behind Harold Perkins, and I think his bread and butter is going to be on special teams in year one. But I wouldn't be surprised to see him get some run when it comes to those, non-conference, mid-major games that they have this year, just so he can get his feet wet. He'll likely redshirt in year one, but I love what Charles Ross can bring this team, man. He's put on some size. He's quick, twitchy. He's fast. He was a track star in high school in Texas. So Charles Ross is one that I'm really circling as a guy who can make an impact too eventually. Just love the physical tools that he has, and he's really kind of looked the part so far during camp. And like I said, put on some size this offseason. So that's one that I'm looking at.
And then on the intensity and competitive nature, is that something that you feel like, not that it hasn't been a thing at past camps, but it feels like it's being really maximized and increased so far in the 2025 fall camp?
Yeah, dude. I think when we were back out there on Tuesday, it seemed like a fight was just ready to brew. It just seemed like these guys in the trenches were ready to make a play and kind of get in each other's faces. And sure, it's the heat, man. Like you get out there, I'm out there writing notes, and I'll keep it PG. I'm getting frustrated just because I'm so dang hot. So I can imagine what it's like just sitting there hitting pads with people 24/7. So it gets frustrating, obviously, I get it. But the intensity's been upped in week 2, and you can feel it out there on the practice field just watching it. You see guys like Tradez Green and Harold Perkins going at each other in one-on-ones, and Tradez Green getting the best of Perkins on one of the plays, and them two kind of jawing at each other. So it's exciting to see. I think you got to have that competitive nature in order for this team to flourish in 2025, and you're starting to see it. You're starting to feel it in camp so far. The intensity's being up. They're kind of getting past that kind of getting acclimated period. Now they're starting to kind of up the intensity and hit that next gear in camp. So for me, it's been solid to watch, and I think the rest of week 2 into 3 is going to be even more intense.
You mentioned the heat, but how can we complain when Buddy Sanji's out there still kicking and doing it?
Man, Buddy is just one of the most unique individuals I've ever met. He is the best. This is a guy who he's up there, man. He's up there in age, but he's kicking it out there. He's writing his notes. Him and I are talking ball every other day. Man, I'm sitting back there in my 20s and I'm complaining about the heat, and Buddy Sanji's out there kicking it, sweating his you-know-what off no matter what. So, yeah, I can't complain too much when I'm sitting there next to Buddy, who's doing his best as well out there.
They moved the 7-on-7 period to the other field. He goes, oh, hell, LC, I got to putter my ass over there.
Man, I was saying the same thing. We're sitting out there in the shade, and life was sweet. I'm sitting back there. I'm like, all right, man, like we're in the shade. I can kind of cool off for a little bit, blow the little horn, and then we got to go out there to the other side of the field. I'm like, oh, damn, like here we go again. Now I got to go sit down there and just burn, man. I'm a pasty guy, so I'm sitting out there just burning. So yeah, it's hot out there, man. It's hot. So I'm getting frustrated out there baking like a cookie, and these guys are sitting there hitting each other head on. So I can only understand the frustration that they've got.
Yeah, no, it is a war zone out there. You bring up the name Harold Perkins. It feels like he's kind of unlocked that next gear and looks like he really is very comfortable in the role in which they've put him in at the star position so far through camp.
Yeah, I think the word that I'm starting to use when I talk about Harold Perkins is completeness. I think you're really starting to see him piece it all together and become more of a complete player. And it's that versatility that he has that Blake Baker is really salivating over. The ability to line up on the edge and wreak havoc in the backfield. And then he can also drop back in coverage. And obviously the talk of the town on Monday was him kind of baiting Garrett Nussmeier into that interception. It was kind of the highlight of the day. So for me, I'm starting to see that completeness from Harold. He's starting to piece it all together practice by practice. The physical aspect, we knew that he has. I mean, this is a freakish athlete. But the mental side of things is really what I've been waiting to see. When you're coming off of an ACL injury, it's going to take time to trust yourself and trust to make those quick, twitchy plays. And I think we're starting to see him trust himself even more on the field into week 2 of practice. So been thoroughly impressed with what Harold Perkins is doing. The completeness aspect is what's really taken me by surprise so far, just because he's doing it so quickly. So I'm very intrigued with what he can do in 2025. I think fall camp's obviously just kind of a little tidbit of what he can do. I think as fall camp continues moving on into week 1 at Clemson, you're going to start to see the entirety of what Harold Perkins can be. And that's a star, no pun intended. I know that's his position, but this is a guy who we know is a defensive weapon, and Blake Baker knows that, and he's going to put him in the right spots to be successful.
Joe Sloan takes the podium today after practice that was originally supposed to be open to the media, now shifted to tomorrow. Do you expect some sort of, the situation, the rumors to be addressed at the podium today?
Man, I think question number 1 needs to be about Garrett Nussmeier, just to silence all the social media and silence all the rumors that are going around. I think you'd be doing Garrett Nussmeier a disservice if you don't go out there and address the rumors, man, or else they're just going to continue to circulate over and over again. I know it's somewhat of a minor injury, and he's fine, quote-unquote fine, and stuff. So I think if Joe Sloan goes up there being his quarterback's coach and offensive coordinator, I think the first thing he needs to do is address that situation, so the rumor mill starts to kind of shut down and allow fall camp to continue on and stop giving that LSU fan base stuff to talk about. Because, man, we've been in this business. We know what it's like. We know this LSU fan base is awesome. They love to stir the pot, and they love to talk. And so for me, don't give them something to talk about when it's coming about Garrett Nussmeier. This is your franchise quarterback, a guy that you want to clear the air with. So, yeah, man, if I'm Joe Sloan, the first thing I'm doing on the podium is just giving an opening statement. Don't even address questions first. Come out there, talk about Nussmeier, and give the latest update on what he's dealing with.
If that's the way they approach it, would you expect it to be Brian Kelly?
See, you could, and that would be, in my opinion, Brian Kelly if something was extremely serious. Mm-hmm. I think if what he's dealing with is minor, like multiple reports have been, and people that I've talked with about the situation, man, everybody's saying he's okay, and it's vague. It's kind of a vague update if you kind of ask me. So I think since it's not something too serious, you let Joe Sloan take the podium, keep things scheduled in that regard, even though they've canceled media practice for the media today. I think you go out there and you keep things as planned with Joe Sloan taking the podium and allow him to answer the question. That's his quarterback's coach. They developed a tight-knit relationship. Let him shut down those rumors and really start to get things trending back in the right direction on fall camp.
I wish it was Ensminger that got to do this.
But Zach, we appreciate your time, and obviously the next 36 hours is going to be a fun one with the presser and practice tomorrow. So best of luck in all the reporting and covering the mess that's been the last couple of days.
Yeah, no, man, I appreciate it. I'll catch y'all out there tomorrow. Obviously, we'll see what happens. We'll see if Nussmeier's out there practicing, but nonetheless, fall camp's in full swing, man. So y'all stay tuned with what Noah and them are doing out here. It's an exciting time for LSU fans.
Zach, am I a degenerate if I live bet the Oakland Raiders plus 3.5 in the fourth quarter last night?
Wait, you what?
I live bet the Oakland Raiders, or the Las Vegas Raiders, I guess, last night at plus 3.5 with like probably 12 minutes to go in the game. They missed a field goal too. Obviously, they would have won, but there's no overtime. But at 3.5, I clear. But I just didn't know if that was bad behavior. I'm now 3-0 in the preseason.
There, man. That's the times that we're in. We're sitting there. I got friends that are like live betting like Chinese basketball video games and stuff, like doing like the craziest
Send me the
stuff.
link.
And, like we're in the middle of hell. We gotta get college football back. We gotta let people kind of be degenerates, get back on the books, and not be betting on preseason football. I got boys that are live betting stuff, like you said, for NFL stuff. We got people live betting video games and all this and that, horse racing online. So yeah, it's time for college football to get back and let people do what they do best.
Lose money.
Well, Zach, we'll talk again soon. We appreciate the insight. Thank you for coming on.
For sure, man. You have a good one.
Yep, you too. There he is, Zack Naggie from LSU on Sports Illustrated. Great stuff. Great insight. And make sure you check out. He absolutely crushes it on both LSU on SI, but also X. Like on social media, his Naggie notes after practice are top tier, and he keeps everything up to date. So make sure with all of the reporting that's going to be done over the next 48 hours to make sure you go follow Zach on Twitter at znaggie20. Don't forget, every single day we are brought to you by AJ Sports Cards. AJ Sports Cards over there on Drusilla Lane. Make sure you go check out their store and tell them you got sent by Tingle & Co. They do a great job keeping us up and running. We've got boxes of cards here. We'll probably rip some packs open on the way to Clemson when we're headed up there. So if you want to do the same, head over to AJ Sports Cards at 3348 Drusilla Lane. But make sure you check them out on social media. They'll keep you up to date on a bunch of different events they have going on. I know we went to one back in June. They'll have another kind of card event in December at the Elite Football Facility. And then on Saturday mornings, they do Hobby Huddle talking about some card collecting and ripping packs open. So make sure you check out AJ Sports Cards there on Drusilla Lane and follow them on social media. So thank you to them. Thank you to you guys hanging out with us this morning. I think it's officially time to play some games and just be normal people again and not end-of-world procrastinators.
I'm so
freak
bored
out.
about every conversation you had that wasn't about Garrett Nussmeier.
I know. You were completely zoned out when the questions
There's only
were
one
not
thing that
about
matters.
And I understand. But we can't do a 2-hour show
We
focused
can.
on that. We already did an hour on it. But
I'm hungry.
I know, like for what?
For information.
There you go. Nice. We've been doing that a lot lately.
I know.
Saying the same thing at the same time.
And both, both you. Well, you. You talk about Lloyd a lot, huh? It's like, yeah. It's like, you talk about Noah a ton. You talk to Noah a ton. I was like, yeah, we talk every day. We've talked every day for the last 5 years. And
Yeah.
I think we're just realizing it.
And then we were at lunch the other day. We were talking about how we were talking about Lloyd's age, and then I said something about how when I met Lloyd, I thought we were the same age, and we weren't. I realized he was a decade older than me. And then I was like, wait, we met when I was 18, and I'm 23 now, and we've probably spent
More time together than apart.
Yeah, more days where we've spoken than not over the last 5 years, which is crazy. And
I've talked to you more than I talked to my mother, which is good. You're better. Like, much more of a fun conversation.
Thank you. And then, I mean, we've drug Christian and Jonathan into this where they speak to
I
us.
didn't drug them.
Drag them.
That was on you. that smell like?
There we go. So let's play athletic connections and connect athletically. Shout out to Hunter Hall. This made me think of him. Made a little connection with Roman Harper for us the other night.
That was awesome.
How about that? Sent the email over, said I'll be waiting to hear from you. I was like, perfect. Let's see.
I like Manu Ginobili.
Uh-huh.
But I wonder what it is.
Victor, Tim, and Tony, Spurs.
Oh, Victor Wembanyama. We were talking about, me and Jonathan were talking about this yesterday when I was listening to Buddy.
Uh-huh.
And they were talking about DJ Pickett. Like, what does he look like at if he puts on 15 more pounds? I mean, he's got to get older, at some point. He's at, like 205? Like, what does he look like at 215? And then Scarborough's like, I mean, is that too big to play corner? 6'5", 220, 215? And Jonathan was like, I mean, we live in a world where Victor Wembanyama is 7'5" and shoots threes and crosses people over.
Yeah,
Like, what do we?
point
We don't
guard
know
for
what
the
the sport's
Spurs.
gonna look like.
No. the development of athletes
Yeah.
over time is unbelievable. Let's see, we've got. Let's see. Height, weight.
Pop.
It'd be number position probably.
Well, you can play the game too. You can.
Yeah, height, weight, number, position. Good job.
He's still in trivia. This is close to trivia. You get to do trivia again right after this.
Redeem yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mike Singletary.
Let's see. Dubs, Pets.
Hmm.
So I think it's going to be the Cubs, the Mets, the Rays, and the Reds. Yeah, and then days.
Nice. That's an interesting way to do that.
MLB teams with first letters.
We've
And
been
we've done
playing
that
this for too long.
That's
Yeah.
came up too many times that now I know that.
Palindromes. Kayak. Do you know what a palindrome is?
Nobody tell him.
Yeah.
If you can't look at it and figure it out, it's a fucking point.
They all have one thing in common that's very obvious.
Reads the same backward.
No, you Google
Yeah,
it?
fucking Google it.
Oh.
What do you want me to do, Doc?
You've never
Think
seen
critically.
Taco Cat.
I didn't see the thing.
There you go.
The Joe Burrow show.
Yes. Race car.
It was race car was on there.
He
I love Jonathan. Don't tell him.
doesn't deserve to know.
Fucking humiliating.
That's your person. That's
your
St.
boy.
Paul's.
Oh, any palindrome?
Kayak.
Taco Cat. Race car. Stats. Pop.
Bob.
LOL.
All right, let's do this last one here.
Get me away from this child.
Oh, man, Hall, where you at?
That's not a palindrome. It would be awesome if it was.
Or Man Hall,
Fartman Hall.
fully.
Don't be mean to Heartman Hall.
That's true. Well, he can get it too.
What, you been living under a rock? Look at that. I mean, this guy's a jerk, and he thinks we're going to... Oh, my gosh, that's Hillary Duff and the guy
And Donald Trump.
Oh, it's
Trump.
Jesse Plemons.
That's his
Oh,
name.
nice.
I couldn't think of his name.
I mean,
That's-
why would Fritos be on
That is
sale
a
like
scary view.
I don't like that.
The beard is what really does it, you know?
that? How do you spell his name?
E.
What is he in?
He's in
Everything.
Friday Night
What is
Lights.
he in?
Friday
the,
Night Lights is
yeah.
a big thing, but
He was in the recent
also
was it
in
Civil
Breaking
War?
Bad.
Civil War.
Yeah.
He
He steals the movie.
Yeah.
That was great.
He does steal the movie.
Who's this woman?
That was
Hillary
terrifying.
Duff, huh? Isn't it?
Hillary
It's
Clinton.
not Hillary Clinton.
Oh, it might just be one L. Oh no.
Why is that? Why is that even an option? Why is that an option?
Why are y'all laughing, really?
It's Rachel Dratch's face on Adolf Hitler's head. What the fuck?
Guys, why are you laughing?
What's wrong with you?
Terrible person.
I know.
Why was that? Why is it an option on this game?
For celebrity mashup.
I doubt very seriously there'll ever be an answer
It's
to anything.
unbelievable. It shouldn't be one.
Time in of the year.
Sexiest man alive. Or dead. He's still alive.
He's still alive.
Next question.
How old would he be?
Stop.
Maybe it's a 1L. Why? Oh my gosh. Was
Wasn't it
this
Christian?
Simeon?
or was this Brock Osweiler?
Ooh, yeah.
I think Osweiler got the nod right after
Yeah,
her.
you're right.
Was this when he went to the Texans and it was Simeon? Maybe it was. They had Case Keenum at one point, but it wasn't 2016 because the Minneapolis Miracle was 17.
They drafted Osweiler.
Well, they drafted Paxton Lynch in 16. Osweiler was already there. Osweiler.
Yeah, because he was addicted to the way, like, their bodies.
Osweiler ended up on the Texans, but 2016 was when the Texans got Deshaun Watson was 17, so maybe Osweiler was there in 16. It's either Osweiler or Simeon.
I think it's Osweiler because I feel like they were very excited. Like, oh, we have the next one after we got to learn under Peyton Manning. But also...
Yeah, go Osweiler. They did fall in love with big, tall, lanky, white quarterbacks.
It's just
Osweiler and Lynch back to back.
Work. John Elway has a type.
God, it might be Simeon.
What if it's... Peyton Manning retired right after the Super Bowl, right? He didn't come back.
That's the
Okay.
point. It was who took over after him.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was a trick question. Like, he played, like, was it still on the team? And, like, played, like, no, I'm actually done.
Yeah. Is this the Magic?
I think it's Lynch.
Stuff the Magic Dragon. Yeah.
I don't think he was the game one starter, but maybe.
Oh, the Magic, right?
That's what I think.
Yeah.
It's the one that Aaron Gordon jumped over.
Mm-hmm. Puff the Magic Dragon.
This is you, Lloyd.
Yeah, I don't have any clue.
I want to see the Brewers. But I also want to say, oh, they're going to know if it's the Braves. Is it the Braves, boys?
They're not there yet. They're still on Stuff the Magic Dragon. Or no, they just came up.
Trevor
Simeon.
They don't know. We don't know.
We'll come back to it. Go to Geography.
Kevin Millwood.
ATL,
Atlanta.
P-Dub says.
I think they know they're Braves.
Braveheart.
That's shortstop for that team.
Vermont?
That's what I believe.
Oh, Vermont. Yeah, absolutely.
Christian, you're supposed to know that one.
Oh,
Smoothie King.
that was in Louisiana? I didn't know that.
Smoothie King Center.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think that's just we're like bringing in the regional smoothie sponsor.
Yeah, well, I mean, that happens everywhere.
Netflix mystery dramedy from 2019 to 2022.
Shit, it was good. Russian Doll.
Russian Doll.
Oh, so the show was like a nesting egg?
Oh, what's his name? He's the crazy man.
Such a good villain.
Why can't I think of his name? This is
Javier Bardem.
Yes, Bardem. This is the best villain in any movie ever.
He's so good in the Bond movies also.
But that movie was
It's like him or Hannibal Lecter.
flip the coin.
Alabama, Arkansas.
Heads or tails? And that old man's like, well, what am I flipping
What
for?
what a weapon to have.
And he was like, call it.
Ah.
What am I? the cattle thing, dude.
It's air.
Crazy. Call it. This dude, I love that movie.
When he's just a threatening presence.
Oh my gosh.
Icky aura. Don't want to go on a first date with him.
Oh my gosh. You know, they said like that's the best portrayed sociopath in any film ever.
Yeah.
Alabama, Arkansas, I do love my mom and pa, not the way that I do
love you.
What's the name of the song?
It was on Twitter. It's been on Twitter.
Home.
I don't know the name of the song. I know the song though. Home is wherever I'm with you. That's what I just said, but I don't remember. Is that the word?
That's not the name of the song. Hey, Daddy.
Is
Hold
it-
on, we're going home. Ass back.
What
home?
is the top? I've never heard that first
Me
song.
either.
You ever heard that first
I
song,
don't know the
Christian?
name of that ass song. Like, because I've been seeing it on Twitter everywhere.
Is it just home?
Yeah, I
think
think
it might
so.
be,
It didn't seem like they tried that hard.
No.
She attractive?
I don't know who is that sings that.
Interesting looking.
I don't know who sings that song.
The Alabama Shakes.
Were we right? Yeah, we were. So who is the Super Bowl? Are we trying Simeon? I don't think he was a week 1 starter.
I think Lynch was. I think they drafted like him. But I could be wrong.
Give me a second. Let me think.
That's the only 3
They
options.
drafted Paxton Lynch that year.
I think it's him.
But did he get the start in game 1 is the thing. I
mean, my mind just instantly went to Simeon. But
yeah.
I
just don't know if Simeon was like their week 1 guy.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it might have been like
I think Simeon took over. He might have been the week 1 starter in 17. I think Paxton Lynch maybe.
Oh man, P-Dub's adamant.
P-Dub's, on Simeon.
And he's been right.
And Kinfolk went with Simeon. Do Simeon.
Right. Trevor Sibian. Let's ride the wave.
Saints legend. Yeah.
Nice. Thank y'all. I love the chat. Look how many people got it wrong.
Yep. Appreciate you guys. We'll be back. I don't know when. We might do an emergency show.
Saturday?
Who knows?
We would be foolish not to.
So, it might be today.
Ugh.
Depends. We'll let you. Hey, make sure you
We'll
like,
go live
subscribe,
while they go live.
Ring that bell. You never know when we might be live.
Let's all react.
Watch party.
Yeah. Ugh.
We'll be back whenever we're back. Make sure you like, subscribe,
palindrome.
and ring that bell. We'll see you definitely Monday morning, 7 to 9.
Love y'all.
Love y'all.
Oh yeah.
Don't let it keep on. And you don't want no trouble. And you don't want no trouble. And you don't want no trouble. Don't let it shoot ball. Say you don't want no trouble. And you don't want no trouble. And you don't want no trouble. Don't let it shoot girl. Say you don't want no trouble. And you don't want no trouble. And you don't want no trouble. Don't let it shoot girl. And you don't want no trouble. And you don't want no trouble. And you don't want no trouble.
They call me Allen Kemp, yeah, I thought you knew. I can see when the film number 22, still rolling through right over you. Ha ha, but what you wanna do? Catch a heart attack, cause you bring the pain. That go with the band from Tiger Land. Cheerleaders flipping, doing the handstand. 92,000 screaming fans. Watch Mike the Tiger, he number 8. Set up his little team, dog Tiger bait. Don't go in that valley, not the place to be. I'm the best stadium in the SEC. Georgia, Florida, and Tennessee. On LSU, on the SEC. Offense, defense, and special teams. Oh, the boys so fresh, so clean. It's going down, it's game time. We ready, boy, we gotta shine. For 60 minutes in overtime, we ready, boy, we gotta shine.
I like how we look, what it do, that dude in the band in the bottom of the U. I hit the field without attitude. I'm at Paul Fest and Pimp Rallies too now. They don't wanna get LSU, man. I don't even try to bring it to the LSU band. 325 deep, they correct your brain. Ask any Tiger fan, ain't a better pregame. LSU, the best in the SEC West, plus Cali. Call Reggie Bush, cause I know that dude don't wanna see us in the LA now.
And you don't want no trouble. And you don't want no trouble. And you don't want no trouble. Don't let it shoot ball. Say you don't want no trouble. And you don't want no trouble. And you don't want no trouble. Don't let it shoot girl. Say you don't want no trouble. And you don't.
5 words you pronounce